Click the subscribe button. So, I decided to go to IKEA and get all of this. This is the kitchen flat pack, and I'm gonna build it inside because otherwise we won't get it through the doors. So, go ahead and unload everything and start the kitchen build. In this space to think about what to do with that. Now the kitchens come with these plastic stands that are not good for buses, so we're going to have to build a strong frame to raise the kitchen up, and we'll see how we go with that. And yep, so we're going to start assembling one cupboard at a time, and hopefully piece together this kitchen in here, because we wouldn't be able to fit it through the doors if we didn't do it this way. I did try to find recycled kitchens and cheaper options, but not being able to get through the doors and having to kind of build it from scratch, I figured I'll just bite the bullet. Everything else in here is brand new, so we might as well make the kitchen brand new. Let's get started. I just made this little track here, starts a bit like this. Fun time lapse, here we go. So one thing to note is when you're putting the backboard in and nailing that back piece in, it sits in a little groove, and you want to push it in all the way into the groove on one side and then work your way around, and make sure the cupboard is square when you're nailing it in. Also, going in a motorhome with lots of movement, I think it's a great idea to glue as well as screw. Ta-da! That's the frame. Alright, let's check in with where we're at. Got a cupboards laid out. Got one of the drawers built. They're really easy, they just click together. So I guess the more complicated part is figuring out at which position to mount the rails so they all line up. I'm sure we'll figure that out. And then I've got a battery box under here, so I'll have to cut a hole in the floor to give us access. And for the sink, for the water pipe. Yeah, a couple more boxes to go. One step closer. I think it's going to look great. And more time lapse. One thing that might get a little bit confusing is when you put the front of the drawers on, there's 4 holes, so you have the option to have it higher or lower, and that'll depend on the depth of your drawer. So you'll see what I mean. So if you get it wrong, the drawer won't line up properly to the next drawer. The front face will kind of overlap, so you can always just move it down afterwards if you mess it up. It's not a big deal. The IKEA store close to me, 10 minutes down the road, didn't have all the drawer fronts, so I had to drive a whole hour out of my way to go and get these, but I got them. And luckily enough, they didn't charge me for them, so it's kind of a win, even though I wasted a few hours, but I got a few extra bits. So I thought I'd just let you know a little tip, let you know a little secret. These guys here have different markings. So, you know, there's 3 holes. So you can have them in these holes or these ones, which moves the position of it. Now, all the small top drawers, so it seems, they all fit in the top position, which is this one here and that one there. But as soon as you get to the bigger drawers, or should I say the ones sitting on the floor, the bottom drawers, then you move everything. So instead of using the top hole, you just slide it up and use the bottom 2 holes. And that way, it sits nicely here and fits under here. Otherwise it would be an inch up. So something to be aware of. But you can always twist in here and unclip them and reposition them if you need to. These guys you can twist, and there's a screw joint in here. And basically you can use those adjustments to get the face of the drawer straight, and tweak it so it fits perfectly. So I'll probably do that tomorrow when there's daylight. Oop. Oh, there's a piece of cardboard in there. I went with the soft close hinges because I feel the soft close hinges are going to give it, kind of hold them shut a little bit. But obviously going around a big corner, they're probably not going to stay shut. So I'm going to have to figure out some latches. We'll see how we go with those. Note to self, get push to click hinges. Put some pins in the side. Push in, click, push
That way
out,
it just has a really
release.
clean look.
That's what you want. That one's an opening cupboard. So I can open the cupboard and pull the pins out if I wanted to. This one's another set of drawers, but this side's going to be open, so I could have the pins in here. That's just an idea for now. I might have a look into latches and see what other options are available. I went with these groove ones because I didn't want to have handles all the way down. I wanted it to be really smooth, not something that gets in the way when you're, but the downside to that is this part here is very thin. So if I wanted to attach or drill a lock into it, it's going to be difficult. So I'll have to come up with a different method. And I knew that when buying them, but I figured I'd work around it. The blue protective is still on, but once it comes off, obviously it's all going to be shiny white and brand new. So I've got 1, 2 drawers to do and put the doors on, and then mock all this up in the place I want it to sit, and screw the cabinets together so it's all one block, and then find the right fixing points to fix it to the wall and fix it to the floor. And then I'll figure out where to drill my downpipes for the sink, which is going to be on the far side. I think I'm contemplating moving it to the middle, but so far I think I'm going to have the sink on the far end, so it's closest to the door. And then this is kind of like a couch area, lounge space with a big bench. Yeah. So let's get back into it. Doing some music for the do the balancing act. Yeah, a bit closer. Quite generous, it's good snug, and then this guy just goes like that. For another satisfying click. Different angle this time. One-handed. Make sure they're all the way flush. Pretty hard with one hand. Use the palm. Use the force. And then these go on the drawers. There's a little arrow on one side and that faces towards the hinge. Already got the other two there. This side now. Coming along.